Barbara, I'm new to the business, and I could really benefit from Emily's experience. But I promise you, she'll have nothing at all to do with Barbara Ryan Originals.
That's not good enough, Lily.
Why? I don't understand.
Look, I know that you were not here in the fall when Paul went on trial, so maybe you don't know this, but Emily seduced my son and ruined his life. But no, listen to me. Either she goes or I do.
Hey, are you two talking business? This is a party.
No, not anymore. We're all finished.
Excuse me.
Reenie, I am so glad you came tonight. I've had a chance to get to know you.
Oh, good.
No. The bus leaves
Sean,
without
I'm
me.
sorry to interrupt, but I need to talk to you right now.
Okay, this way?
No, this is business. Come on.
Hold that thought.
Doesn't that guy ever leave his work at home?
Sean's a very ambitious guy, Daddy. I knew that from the beginning. And if there's one thing I have learned, it's never get involved with a man thinking that you're going to change him.
If you can live with that.
Yeah. I wish Andy could have been here. I know that Leanne is disappointed.
Yeah, I wish he could have been here too. Then maybe, just maybe, Kim and John would stop worrying about it.
I see. Thank you very much, Miss Flynn.
Okay.
His landlady says she saw Andy leave the house this morning with a suitcase.
Oh, Lord. Where do you suppose he's going?
Well, what are you doing? Don't you recognize that machine there? That is a dishwasher.
I'm just giving it a little rest. Besides, I do some of my best thinking when I'm washing dishes.
Thinking about what? No, never mind. I know you're thinking about your kids. All right, that's enough. Come on.
Oh, not that.
Well, just leave that be. That's all right. This is no time to be stewing about those children. This is a time to be concentrating on me.
Oh, I always concentrate on you.
Well, I've been doing some cogitating on my own. Since I got this place kind of fixed up, I thought maybe it'd be a good idea if I'd turn that bunch of mine loose over at your house and put in a new kitchen for you. What do you think?
Well, that's a very, very sweet thought. But if I want some repairs done at my house, I am very capable of doing them all by myself.
Yeah, but I kind of like the idea of me doing them for you. Besides, it'd make me feel a little more at home over there, and I might move in. Of course, if you don't like that idea, you could move in here anytime you want.
Cal. I mean, I really can't begin to think of that. Ida really needs me now.
Well, what in the world for? You know, she and Kirk are going to have to work this out by themselves.
I don't see how. With him going away to Boston?
He's not going to Boston. Not yet. Caleb told me that he can't go to Boston till Lucinda gets back from Montega, and Lucinda has contracted measles and is in quarantine. We shouldn't be laughing about that. It's not funny, but... Anyway, the more time that Kirk has here, the better chance they have of getting back together.
Somehow, I really don't think it's that simple.
Well, of course it's not simple. Good Lord, woman, you got 6 kids. You ought to know by now that nothing is ever simple. You know, I'm not by nature a patient man, but you got to admit, I've been more than patient with us. But I think that it's, well, I think that it's time that you owe me an answer to my proposal. So what's going to be? Yes or no?
Hey, guys. Hello. Julie and I thought we'd just come by and surprise you.
Oh,
How you doing?
Hello.
How you doing,
See you.
Julie?
Hi, Cal. So, how did the fashion show go?
Great.
Great. It was a big success.
Yeah. Kirk took me to dinner afterwards.
Oh, that's nice. Well, I'm kind of tired, so I'm gonna go in.
I'll be in a minute.
Okay.
I know this is awkward for you, Allie, but it doesn't change the way I feel. Please come back to the yacht with me.
As the world turns.
I'm not gonna go back to the yacht with you, Kirk. This is not right.
Why isn't it right?
Kirk, the only thing that I was holding on to was that what happened last night was not planned.
that we were both very vulnerable and very lonely.
No, you're right. It wasn't planned, but it wasn't an accident either, was it? It happened because of the way we feel about each other.
Kirk, what you and Iva have together, I mean, it's something very special. I mean, there's a chance you guys could patch this up.
Ellie,
I'm not
there
going
is
to be the
no
one to stand in the way of that.
There is no chance. We tried to work it out, and we couldn't. Listen to me. For the first time in I don't know how long, I wasn't trying to change to please Iva. I was myself, and it felt great. And I felt great. I felt happy this morning when you woke up in my arms, and it felt right.
Yeah, well, it felt right this morning, but it feels wrong now. So I think maybe it's a good idea if you go to Boston when Lucinda gets back.
My plans could change.
I don't want them to change.
All right. Well, I won't push you. But I am gonna miss you. So much.
So, where'd you have dinner?
At the Journey's End, just down the road.
Nice, isn't it?
Yeah. Caleb says you and Cal go there a lot.
Yeah, that's a nice place, isn't it? We went there. I tried to buy the place for Emma, but she wouldn't let me.
I'll tell you something. I said I liked the place. I wasn't hinting to have you buy it for me. You know something? I think I'm going to give Iva a call.
No, Mama, don't do that.
Why not?
I saw Kirk's car in the driveway on the way home.
You see there? I told you that they would work this out without any help from us.
Still, I am concerned that I really want to give her a ring.
Concerned? You're always concerned about every dang thing under the sun. You know, I've been trying to get your mama to stop worrying about you and your brothers and sisters for just 5 minutes. 5 minutes, all I ask, and it looks to me like I'm losing the battle.
Well, don't give up on her yet, Cal. There's still time, and she's worth it.
Why, thank you.
I think it's nice. Mama worrying about her babies like that. Your whole family's that way. They're always looking out for each other.
Yes? Well, isn't that what families are about?
So I hear. My dad split when I was in grammar school. My mom wasn't entirely thrilled at the prospect of having to raise me by herself. I thought families like yours only existed in TV Christmas specials.
Well, the Snyders are special, all right. Even if Emma is set in her ways like old concrete. That's why I have to spend so much time up here in Illinois.
So, who runs your oil business when you're not in Texas?
Oh, I have a lot of good people working for me, and of course my son Josh is down there learning it from the ground up. And I'm trying to convince my other son, Caleb, over there, to try his hand at the oil business. What do you think?
Sounds like a great opportunity, Caleb.
Yeah. And Lily thinks so, too. She thought it was a good idea.
You know, Lily sure has changed. I can remember when she didn't even want to talk about business.
Yeah, she's changed a lot. I think we both have. You know, we've become very good friends.
That's great. Never quite worked out that way for me. Don't know why.
Caleb? What do you think? You ready to have some pesos in your pocket and start enjoying life again?
It's a great opportunity, Cal. It really is, and I appreciate it. But, well, I was telling Julie over dinner about my stint at Walsh's, and I'm not sure I'm ready to really fall on my face again. And besides, I don't need to move to Texas to start enjoying life again.
This is absurd. What is this thing Barbara has with Emily?
I don't even think it matters, Sean. The point is, she's threatened to leave unless Emily goes.
Okay. She's a big company, right? Yeah. Well, so is Lawrence Industries. If we fire Emily, they're going to leave with her, maybe some other firms.
Well, I know that Strickco and Carpenter Reese and Cromwell will stay. But Emily does have influence with our other clients.
Look, let me talk to Barbara reasonably.
Okay, but, not here.
Well, at the office, then.
No, why don't we go someplace where we can relax and have a drink? How about my place?
Hi, bro. You sure seem happier now that the lumbar case is over.
Well, by and large, the good guys won.
Yeah, all except for Emily.
Yeah, Emily. Where is she, by the way?
She left. I think Barbara said something to upset her.
Well, Barbara's been under a lot of pressure with Hal gone and the reviews for her latest collection.
Yeah, but that's no reason to take it out on Emily.
Oh, it's true. Ma, listen, we're gonna head back to my place. Do you want me to give you a lift home?
Well, honey, I mean, since you're staying at home with your old mother these days, why don't we drop off Renee and then I can finally get a chance to see your place at Mrs. Lafferty's?
Well, we were just gonna hang out at my place for a little while. You know, I gotta pack up some more clothes to bring home.
Oh, yes, I see. Okay, fine. Fine by me.
You're a cop. There should be something that you can do.
What? Andy is 19. He left of his own volition.
What's the problem?
Andy's landlady said she saw him leave the house this morning with a suitcase, and we don't know where he is.
Well, you know, he had been threatening to go to New York because he thought we weren't giving him enough space.
Andy just needs some time away to get over Julie. I'm sure that there's no reason to panic.
Ah, a voice of reason.
Hey, look, Bianca, I think she likes you.
She's such a good baby. Yeah. If you ever need anyone to babysit, I'm experienced in caring for children.
Oh, that's good to know.
Great.
Yeah, in case our babysit gets sick or something, I'll call you.
Hey, Lila, are you guys still looking for boarders?
Well, I haven't had time to, but we do have some empty rooms upstairs for rent.
Well, we have some kids leaving the center in a little while, and they're going to be living on their own.
Well, we need to charge rent.
Don't worry about that, for heaven's sake. They're going to get jobs. In fact, some of the kids will be working at the Mona Lisa.
No kidding.
And I may have an opening for an intern at the Argus very soon.
Mr. McKechnie, I would love to work in your newspaper. I mean, once my English gets better.
Oh, cutest thing. Darling, I don't think that would quite work. You see, I own the Argus. Lucinda owns the City Times, and we are mortal enemies. And she was really furious with me when I had Lily work at the cellar.
Well, that would be fine, but I'm not going to change my mind about Emily, understood? I'll go tell Paul.
I'll go talk to Franny. Hey.
Hi. Do I get to hear the end of that baseball story now?
No, listen, we have a little emergency here. Your sister's kind of on the warpath.
Yeah, I kind of picked up on that. Is there anything I can do?
No, we're gonna go with Lily, see if we can straighten it out.
Oh, okay.
Look, I'm sorry I have to skip out on you. When we get to the cabin tomorrow, I promise, no interruptions.
Don't make any promises you can't keep, Sean.
I won't.
Here we are.
That was a wonderful dinner.
Thank you.
Where'd you learn to cook nouvelle cuisine?
Well, I started cooking when I was in law school, and while I was with the firm in Chicago, I worked on perfecting it.
Seems like you've done that with everything in your life.
Is that a compliment?
You know it is. And everything about you is perfect. Oh, your cooking, the way you dress, this place, the art, the music.
Well, no, you can't be all that impressed. You grew up with the art and the music.
Oh, sure, I mean, I grew up with it, but I still had a few things to learn from you. Matter of fact, the next time you come over to my place, you'll find that Patricia Blakely's work has gone south.
Well, I hope you didn't take it down on my account.
Well, let's just say you made me see it in a new light.
Well, now that is amazing. I didn't think anybody could make you change your mind about anything.
Like leaving Walsh, you mean?
Yeah.
Well, there's a place for loyalty, but it's not in business. I mean, if the situation had been reversed, Lucinda would have done exactly the same thing to me.
Well, maybe, but that doesn't make it right.
Look, she offered me a new magazine she's about to launch as an incentive to stay. Then, now this is before she knew I was leaving. She turned around and offered it to Kirk. Now, how's that for loyalty?
Not too good.
Oh, by the by, I know that you were invited to Tom and Margot Hughes's for their daughter's party. Thank you very much for not accepting and keeping the appointment with me.
Well, as you know, I am the loyal type.
As you get to know me better, you'll find out that I am too. With people I care about.
All I ask is that you don't tell me that you knocked on my door because of pity.
I did not knock on your door because of pity. I knocked
knocked on your door because I wanted to be with you.
Thank God, because I wanted to be with you, and I still do.
Can I come in?
Yeah. I heard you come up. I just wanted to say goodnight and say I'm glad you're okay. I was real worried about, when I heard Philip Lombard's men came out here.
Yeah, well, I'm all right, thanks to Kirk. You want to sit down and talk? We don't ever really get a chance.
Sure.
I know that Kirk is going to go to Boston when Lucinda gets back, and I don't understand. Why can't you guys work this out?
Oh, Ellie, no. Nobody seems to understand what I'm going through. But I never dealt with the rape. I never dealt with my feelings about what happened, and until I do, I can't have a relationship with a man. I mean, that's what I'm going through in therapy, is to work out those problems. And I've asked Kirk to live on hope for too long.
But you wanted to marry him. You wanted to have a child with him.
Well,
Don't you
I
want
haven't.
that?
No, I haven't given up on that yet, but I'm not ready. And he is. So I think he should be free to find somebody who wants to share that with him. And I know you two are good friends, and I don't want you to feel uncomfortable about that because of me.
I don't.
I think you do. I think you do because I can see it in your eyes. What we had is over. And you two are good friends, and in fact, I'm glad he has you to help him through all this.
Well, you did a good job calming John down there. I thought he was going to send out the search party for Andy.
Well, I guess you can hardly blame him, given Andy's history. Must be the toughest part of being a parent, letting your kids grow up, make their own mistakes.
Are you talking about John or me?
It's your call, Counselor.
Well, you have to give me some credit. Do you think it's easy watching your daughter fall for a guy that wears a ponytail?
You know, I still cannot figure out why you look so familiar to me.
Oh, you from Seattle?
No. Oh, you were on TV, right?
Yeah, I was actually. Yeah, well, I was kind of accidentally interviewed by Judith Clayton. See, she was interviewing the DA, Leanne's father, and I kind of walked in, and he wasn't too pleased about it. Is there any word on the Lombard case, Leanne?
I think my father's gonna take it to federal court.
I really hope Emily doesn't get dragged into this. She's been through enough already. Yeah. Listen, Rini and I are gonna take off. Thanks for having us.
I had a great time.
You stay around forever.
Oh,
we gotta get together soon.
Hey, thanks for the present.
Sure.
Okay, I loved it. Good night.
Night. Bye-bye.
Bye. Hey, Bianca. Hi. Hey, how's the studies for that placement exam going?
Well, the easiest part is the mathematics because it's the same in Spanish as it is in English.
Right.
But the English.
So anyway, I've got a program to respond just to my voice, and it's got a technical vocabulary to do all of Susan's research.
Incredible. How do you turn it on and off?
Well, it's really cool. When you want to turn it on, you say, listen to me. And when you want to turn it off, you say, take a break.
But it only responds to my voice. It's a real power trip.
About this technical language.
Duncan, what are all these questions about all this? You bought me a computer. That's what all this secrecy stuff is about. Didn't you?
No, that's not what all the secrecy stuff is about.
Well, what is
Shall we tell them,
Oh,
Lisa?
go ahead. Why not?
Holding out on
Well, you've been in on this all along.
Tom, Duncan, go ahead.
All right, well, Lisa and I have been working day and night on a new project, a new magazine called Oakdale, which we will publish here, and it will be all about the people in our fair city. We'll publish it weekly.
Yes, and we're doing it right there at the Argus, and it's going to be marvelous, and it's already in the works, and we're going to beat old Lucinda because she's out of town, and her magazine will be way late.
Well, that's
And
great.
Casey, we're hoping that you will grant us an interview for our first issue.
Very hard.
Listen, I think I'm going to head on down to Silver Dollar. Maybe a couple of the bosses take a look for Andy. I mean, just because he left home with the suitcase doesn't mean he left your town,
that
you know?
doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make any sense.
I've got a son with a history of alcohol. problems, you know? Now, if that doesn't matter to
All right,
you,
you're right. You're absolutely right. I made up my mind weeks ago to stay out of this, and that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Yeah?
Thank you. Thank you very much. So I've decided I'm going to keep my job over at the Mona Lisa until I have a modeling contract signed on the dotted line.
Sounds to me like you're as savvy as you are beautiful.
Thanks. I can't believe I'm going on about myself like this. I've done nothing but talk about myself since I got here.
Oh, hell, girl, I don't mind. I enjoy it.
So I thought all millionaires were like Lucinda Walsh, with the hot tubs and the servants and the glitz and the glamour.
Well, I don't want to disappoint you, but hot tubs just aren't my style. I'd rather have a cold dip in the Snyder pond any day.
Oh, you got your own pond?
We sure do. We have a foot of ice on it right now. You want to go ice skating?
I don't know how.
Well, I'll teach you. It's very, very easy. And I promise I will not laugh. Unless you fall.
You're so kind.
Don't you listen to him. He taught me he's very patient, very good teacher.
You.
Well, I don't know if I could see myself skating.
Well,
I don't know. May I use your little girl's room, please?
Oh, by all means. You just go to the jukebox, turn left,
Just a
second
minute.
door on your right.
And it's a big man's room, too. Come on.
Yeah?
This is better.
All right, I'll
Yes,
follow
ma'am.
you then.
So I reckon you're kind of sorry that I invited her to join us over there at the Mona Lisa that night.
Yeah, Cal, how many favors do I owe you now?
You know, I mean it when I call you son. And I hope that you will give some serious consideration to going down to Waco and breaking into the oil business before spring plowing. I mean, you could serve as a liaison between Waco and M&A when and if Emma ever accepts my proposal and we go on that extended honeymoon.
Yeah, I don't know what's taking us so long to say yeah, Cal.
Well, she's worrying.
Yeah.
Worrying about every one of you kids. Last week it was you and Ellie. This week it's Ellie and Iva. Good Lord, you'd think she'd know that with 6 kids, there's always going to be one on the griddle.
You know, I'm still worried about Ellie.
How come?
Well, she's been just so messed up ever since she lost Greg and then Brock. She's real lonely. She needs somebody, but I'm just afraid that if she's not careful, she's really going to get herself into some trouble.
You know what I was just thinking? That for sisters, we haven't spent a lot of time together. I mean, all those years I was away, and then when I came back, you were in Chicago, and... Thanks.
Yeah, we really haven't had a chance to spend much time.
But I was also thinking that we do have a lot in common.
What do you mean?
Well, we both fell in love with the same man. Craig. So, I'm really sorry that it didn't work out for the two of you.
Yeah, I am too. But there wasn't really a choice when Sierra came back. But you know, in this situation with Kirk, Iva, there is no Sierra.
Ellie, there's no Sierra, but there's a lot of problems, and my problems. He's hurting, I'm hurting. It's time that we stopped hurting each other. I talked to Addie. We had a nice talk, and I think she's right that he's gonna be much better off in Boston to have his kids around him and everything.
What about you?
What about me? I've got Lily. She needs me now. She's doing the same thing that I was doing, burying my feelings about Derek, and now she's ended things with Caleb, so.
Yeah, well, I guess Caleb's working through it by spending time with Julie Wendell.
Yeah.
So what do you think, Iva? Do you think that, that we'll ever be happy?
I don't know. I hope so. I hope so. Wonder if that's Mama.
Oh, no. Hello?
Hi, it's me. Just calling to see if you're okay.
Yeah, I'm fine.
I'm glad to hear it. Ellie, I gotta tell you, it's awfully lonely here without you.
We'll continue with part 2 of As the World Turns in just a moment. And now part 2 of As the World Turns.
Now, I have told you both that I really don't want to have to leave Montgomery & Associates, but I will unless Emily is gone.
What is the problem with Emily? We will give you our word that she will do no work on Barbara Ryan originals.
You don't understand, do you, Sean? I don't want to see her when I come in that office. I don't want to hear her voice when I call out. I just want her out.
Please, try and see it from our position. We need Emily's help with our other accounts. I'm sure we can work out a way where you and Emily will not come in contact while we are doing
Barbara,
business.
I mean, where would you go anyway? I mean, you wouldn't want to go to Walsh, and you certainly wouldn't want to go to Ray's Management.
Lily, I have spoken to several firms in Chicago as well as in New York.
But you design and manufacture here.
Another thing, Barbara, you know that I've got a special interest as an investor in Barbara Ryan Originals. You're not going to find that relationship with another consultant.
Miss Lily, can I get you and your guests anything?
Yes. Yes, thank you, Matthew. How about some champagne? To toast a long and prosperous relationship between Barbara Ryan Originals and Montgomery & Associates.
Home at last. How about a soda? I can promise you it'll be cold.
Great.
You can pretend it's hot chocolate.
Well, wait till it's summer and everything in this room is gonna be hot.
It sounds good to me.
Thanks. So, I finally met your family and most of your friends.
Yeah, you did. And what do you think?
Well, I'm still trying to figure out what you're doing here when you come from such a classy background. I mean, why did you drop out of college to become a riveter?
It's kind of hard to explain.
So try.
Well, you see, most of my life, I felt like nobody really knew me. I mean, a lot of people looked down on me because my father was a criminal. And the ones that didn't thought I was great because my family was rich. And I kind of fell into that rich kid thing. I mean, I drove a fancy sports car, and I joined the right fraternity in college. I don't know, I just felt like even the girls that did like me liked me because of all that.
That doesn't sound so bad.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I've had a lot of good breaks, too. You know, I thought it was the best thing when I moved in here. And I realized that you liked me, even though I was a construction worker, living here, and I didn't even have a refrigerator.
Well, it's pretty easy to like you, Paul.
Thank you. You know, you're pretty terrific yourself. You know that I can't stay here tonight. I have to be at my mom's.
So?
So, that means I can't stay with you tonight.
Well, it doesn't mean we have to waste the time that we do have together.
This is nice. Yes. I feel worlds away from the office.
Right. I'm afraid we're both incurable workaholics.
I don't know. I think there's hope for you. You gonna take some time off now that you've got the Lombard case behind you?
Oh, no, I wish I could, but I've been neglecting too many of my clients. And Tom said that if they prosecute the Lombards in federal court, he'd like for me to work with him and Ed Hamilton. I don't think I can pass that up.
You sound like me. Never resist a challenge.
I remember the first night in your apartment.
Aren't you ever gonna forgive me for our first date?
I'm only kidding.
I know.
You're forgiven, or you wouldn't be here.
It's true. Oh, I spoke to my parents, tell them about my new job. I'm trying to get them to come out here for a visit. I'd really like for you to meet them.
I'd love to.
What about your family? When were you last in touch with them?
Well, I spoke to them Christmas Day. I wasn't up to the trip. But I think I'm going to go back soon. My mom didn't sound very well on the phone.
Jess, what's the real problem about your family? I mean, why don't you get along with them?
Well, they think that my goals and my lifestyle means that I'm ashamed of them, of my background. They think I want to be white, and it hurts because I've never wanted to be anything other than what I am.
Yeah, I've run into that. I mean, not from my parents, but I know what you mean.
Excuse me. Hello. Hi, Emily. That's great news. I know how anxious you were to sell. Oh, no, you don't have to be there. Just have Helen Canfield send me the contracts and I'll take care of it. Sure. No problem. Good night.
Before you get any more business calls,
Well, clearly it was a mistake to come over here. I told you I was not going to change my mind.
Well, Sean, you know I don't want to do this, but if it's a choice between Barbara and Emily, Emily's going to have to go.
Oh, now, wait a second.
No, look, you two. Discuss it between you. And call me in the morning. I'm gonna go over and see my attorney before it gets too late.
Barbara, there's nothing to discuss. If it's choice between you and Emily, Emily goes.
Lily. I'm sorry. Hello, that's okay. That's okay. We're all finished. Don't bother showing me the way out. I know it.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hi. Hi, Lily.
Well, I guess the party's over, hmm?
Oh, no, I just had to leave early. I have to study.
Lily, may I use your phone for a moment?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Listen, I'm going riding tomorrow. You want to come with?
Oh, I don't know how to ride, Lily.
It's easy. I can teach you.
Oh, I'd love to learn.
Listen, I want you to feel at home here, you know? And I'd like us to get to know each other a little better, you know, before I move out.
I'm sorry.
No. Well, it's not definite yet, but...
Oh, good. All right, well, good night, and I have to get back to my studying.
Good night. Bye-bye.
Hi, Franny. Just wanted to give you a call and tell you the meeting's over.
Oh, well, great. The party's still going strong, so why don't you come on back?
Oh, I'm not in a party mood now. I can come by, pick you up, give you a ride home.
Well, there's really no need. I mean, Dad can give me a ride home. Is this going to affect our plans for leaving tomorrow?
No. Nothing is going to interfere with our trip this time, I promise.
Okay, great.
I can't wait to hit the slopes. Get rid of some of this tension.
Okay, I'll see you tomorrow, okay?
Good night, Franny.
Sean, I know you want to go away tomorrow, but do you think you could put it off a day or two? I mean, we've really got a problem here.
Well, I thought we solved that problem 5 minutes ago. We've got to tell Emily now, don't we?
Maybe not. Listen, can you stay a moment? I've got an idea I want to run by you.
No, I should really go home and pack.
No, let's take just a moment. What would you say if we could get Emily to agree to work at home? I mean, we can do business by messenger, fax, phone, and Barbara wouldn't know.
Just lie to Barbara.
Sean, if there's one thing that Lucinda taught me, it's that when you want something, you do what you have to get it. Listen, why don't I give you that tour of the house and you can mull it over? I want to hear what your feelings are, partner.
Jessica, I'm sorry to disturb you so late, but I do need some answers very soon. I would like you to go over my contract with Montgomery & Associates and let me know what the ramifications would be if I were to leave.
I don't think I should be hearing this, Barbara.
Quite all right, Blake. I just came from a meeting with your bosses, and Sean and Lily know exactly how I feel.
Well, Barbara, you've had such a successful association with M&A. I don't understand why you'd want to terminate it.
I'd rather not get into it right now. Besides, it's rather personal, and Emily is a client.
Okay, well, why don't I look over the contract, and I'll call you in the morning.
Thank you very much. Okay. Mr. Stevens?
Good night. Sorry.
Since when did Sean Baxter become a partner at M&A? Lily didn't say anything about it.
Really? Well, I finalized it a few days ago.
You knew?
Yes, I handled the contracts.
And you didn't tell me?
Blake, client confidentiality. It's up to Lily to tell you. Hey, I hope this isn't going to ruin our evening.
Sorry, but I'd hope to get Craig's okay to buy his partnership from him at some point.
Well, I'm sure you can still do that when you're ready.
Wonder where Sean got the money. Look, I think I'm gonna go.
What?
Well, just not going to be very good company to anybody this evening.
Blake, wait a minute. We haven't had dessert yet. And then there's always breakfast.
Well, I'll call you tomorrow, Casey, and we'll set up a time for that interview.
You got a deal, Duncan.
Reserve 100 copies of Oakdale for us. We need it for all our relatives in Boston.
All right, all right. 100 copies for Lila. Got it.
We had a great time.
Hey, thanks for
Take
coming.
care.
Good night.
Thank
you.
Happy second anniversary.
Oh, thank you,
are a
Shannon.
wonderful addition. Of course, we'll talk about men later.
Please.
I see.
Thank you for
Congratulations.
everything. Bye-bye. Okay. Lila? We want to help clean up? So when we start?
No way. You're the guest of honor. You don't help clean up.
Yeah,
No.
I'm gonna figure out a computer that cleans up after parties.
make a million.
Right now.
Hey, Pop, where you going?
I'm a little worried about your brother. I'm gonna go over to his apartment house and see if his landlady will let me in. Maybe I can find something there to tell me where he is or if he's left town or something like that.
Whoa, what are you so worried about? You seemed pretty together when I saw him last time, and he wasn't drinking. I don't think he's gonna be too thrilled about you guys going through his stuff without his okay.
John, I really think Duke is right. I want to find Andy as much as you do, but we have got to stop hounding him.
You and Sean going up to the cabin tomorrow?
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, should be. So how come you left with Lily?
You know, this problem with Andy has really made Kim and John closer. Well, they're the parents. Much as I care about the kid, I'm the outsider.
You know, I know how it feels, Dad. There's this huge bond between Margot and Hal because of Adam, and every time I bring it up, I wind up losing.
Well, I have tried to talk John out of going to Andy's apartment, but there is just no reasoning with him.
Whoop. I got it. Hello? Andy, where are you?
By the way, Mrs. McKechnie, I'm hoping that you'll consent to an interview for Oakdale magazine about your work at the Earl Mitchell Center.
Sorry, Mr. McKechnie, but since you chose to keep Oakdale magazine a secret from me, I don't think I'm going to consent to anything tonight.
Oh, is that so?
Yes.
Not anything.
In fact, I think I might even retaliate by keeping a few secrets of my own.
Oh, but you know I have ways of getting the truth out of you.
Oh, you think so, do you?
Careful. You know, the lighting here may be very romantic, but it's not very safe. We'll have to get it changed when I put in the security system.
Let's just keep it romantic.
Fine with me. Whatever you say.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah, Mom and Cal are crazy.
Oh, thank you so much. I had a great time tonight.
I did too. I'm glad you did.
Yeah, it was great to see Cal's place again. I can't believe he lives there all by himself.
Yeah, well, you should see his place in Waco. He's got like 12 people to take care of the house, and they have little maps. When you walk in, you can find your way around.
You're kidding.
Yes.
Oh.
Listen, you busy tomorrow night?
I have to work, unfortunately. But, you know, you're free to come by the Mona Lisa anytime you want. I can usually swing a break now and again.
I'll take you up on that.
Seem to have misplaced my key here. Maybe I left it in my other purse.
Maybe Lisa's home.
Well, I hope she's back from Leanne's party.
Hello.
Hello. Hi. I'm sorry. I misplaced my key somewhere.
Don't worry about it. Hi. Good to see you. Come on in. Oh, I'm so glad you're here, Judy. AJ told me that Tonio dropped by earlier, and he has been calling this place ever since.
What love is until you've learned the meaning of the blues, until you've loved the love you had to lose. You don't know what love is. You don't know how lift her until you kissed and had to pay the cost, until you flipped your heart and you have lost. You don't know what love is. Do you know how a lost heart feels? The thought of a reminiscing, or how lips that taste of tears lose their taste for kissing. You don't know how hearts burn for a love that cannot live yet never die, until you face the dawn with sleepless eyes. You don't know what love is. You don't know what love is.
Stay tuned for Guiding Light, next on most of the CBS stations. Furs by Christie Brothers. Join us tomorrow for As the World Turns.